Shut up and sit down.
Oh, hello and welcome to North Wales Side by Side video. Yes, I've been missing out of action for a good few weeks now, due to this. I've just had a wrist replacement surgery Thursday just gone, which would have been the 25th of September. But the 2 or 3 weeks leading up to it, there's been lots of hospital visits, lots of travelling around, lots of preparation, getting lots and lots of things into place ready for surgery day. So we had to find somewhere for the dogs. We've got Seren and we've got Fion. I'll put some pictures in of the two dogs into the video when I do the edit. So we had to find dog sitter for Seren and a dog sitter for Fion because we can't send them to the same place. So that was all sorted. Then we had the week before the surgery, we had to go to Liverpool University, me and Margaret, because I had my pre-op. So that was a day out. We took the dogs with us on that occasion. And then we just got Friday, Saturday, Sunday out the way. On Sunday, Seren got attacked whilst we were out playing. So Monday we were in the vets with Seren. Tuesday we had to take him back. They had to knock him out and check him all over because he had a big chunk of flesh torn out the inside of his mouth when the dog attacked him. It wasn't Seren's. Seren didn't go for the attack. The other dog came over, said hello, and then just decided to turn on him. But it's happened. I've ended up with a massive vet bill. Going to put that through the insurance. But I didn't need that on the Tuesday before the accident. Wednesday then, me and Margaret running around, did a bit of shopping, said goodbye to Fion, dropped her off with my sister. Thank you, Sarah, and Kevin for looking after her. Then took Seren up to the dog sitter, which I'm going to be really honest with you, I'm very disappointed. It was all arranged, it's been arranged for weeks, and we get there, and due to no unforeseen circumstances, yes, she was in hospital with her father had fallen ill, but we hadn't been told. With everything that she had going on, she didn't let us know what was going on, so we turned up, we sat there. Her van was there, but she wasn't there. Finally managed to get to answer the phone. We'd been there for about 45 minutes. And she said, look, just put his crate up, leave him in the house and lock him in his crate. I'm really not happy about doing that because Seren doesn't get crated. He's under the table now, down by my feet, fast asleep. This side, I've got Fion on the floor down here somewhere. But they don't get crated during the daytime. If they want to sleep, they find somewhere comfy and they go to sleep. So that was Wednesday's stress. That was the start of all the stress. So now me and Margaret are a good 2 hours behind our schedule because we had a hotel booked in Liverpool for the Wednesday night. And Margaret said she wanted to drive to take some of the pressure and the strain off me. So that was Wednesday night, off we go, find the hotel, had a very nice meal, but I wanted to eat early that night. I didn't want to be eating later in the evening, knowing I was going to be anaesthetic the following day. So we managed to eat before 8 o'clock. Went up to the room, and I'd fallen to sleep by 10 o'clock because we had a really early start. Because Liverpool University Hospital wanted us there for 7:30 in the morning, which we just about made. We were 2 or 3 minutes late, but that's where things were very, very strange. In the Welsh hospitals, when I've ever been for a surgery, you get there in the morning, you've got to be there by about 8 o'clock in the morning in Wales, and you go to the ward. They tell you which ward to go to, and your partner can come with you. And your partner stays with you until they wheel you off to surgery. And that's really nice and relaxing for the patient. And it's also nice for your partner, in my case, Margaret. I know, it's not how it works. Sorry, Seren, have I just stood on your foot? Sorry. It's not how it works in Liverpool. We went to what they call the SEAL unit. I think it stands for Selective Electoral, whatever, I don't care. But you get to this room, you're told to sit down, and then somebody comes 5 or 10 minutes after you've arrived, and she called my name. And I got up, and Margaret got up, and we went to walk through the door. And she stopped Margaret dead in her tracks and said, "Sorry, you have to wait there." So Margaret couldn't come through with me. Now, Margaret didn't know where the accommodation was on the hospital grounds that we'd arranged for her, because there's a couple of houses on the hospital grounds that I was going to where partners can stay whilst the patient is in the hospital. And what I was hoping to do in between going through all the checks, seeing the surgeon, seeing the anaesthetist, doing bloods, doing everything that they do before you go down to surgery, I was going to give her all the information. I was then going to give her all my valuables, like give her my wallet, give her the car keys, give her some money, tell her where to go. Never got a chance. We just got cut off. Margaret went one way, I went the other. So that was quite upsetting. And now by 8:45, they've finished with me in the respect of done ECGs, done bloods, done blood pressure, done temperature, seen the anaesthetist, we've spoken about anaesthetic, seen the surgeon, he's told me what he's going to do. And off I went to theatre, and I had the best porter on the planet. I think he drives for McLaren Formula One team, because I've never been in a wheelchair that's gone so fast in my entire life. He was gone. He was brilliant, a hell of a nice guy, and he was proper into his Formula One anyhow, because we were talking as we were going down. Go to anaesthetic. They're all prepared for me when I arrive. They lay me down on the gurney. Surgeon comes through and he says, "We're ready for Paul." So they've got cannula in my hand, and I'm talking to the anaesthetist. And the last thing I remember the anaesthetist saying to me, he says, "You've got a couple of dogs, haven't you?" And I was going to answer, but I didn't answer. The next thing I remember is waking up in recovery, and I remember asking for some water. Nothing to do with the dogs. I wanted some water. I had a really, really sore throat. And my next thing after waking up was I went to check what they'd done in the respect of dressings on my arm. Because when I was talking to the surgeon, he said he would put... In fact, I'll take this off, I'll show you what they've done. What he said he was going to do was dress from here all the way down and round the elbow up to about here, but he was going to put a hinge so I could move my elbow. Well, I've had long arm casts before and they're really awkward. And I was actually really pleased when I woke up and I found I've just got a slab and bandage. Yeah, it's been bleeding, but that's by the by. I've spoken to him and he says, don't worry about it, it happens. As long as it doesn't carry on bleeding and it's dried now, it's stopped. We're okay. So, it's the first time ever I've not been ill after a general anaesthetic. I'm normally horrible. So I was back on the ward for about 1:30. First thing I wanted then was I wanted my mobile at my bag. Nurse got me my mobile. I tried ringing Margaret, couldn't get hold of her. Then I must have fallen to sleep. But when I checked my phone later, I'd obviously woken up, made a couple of phone calls, made some text messages, fallen to sleep. Don't remember doing any of it. I don't even remember ordering tea, but somewhere between coming back from theatre and tea time, I'd ordered food. I'd ordered a cup of coffee and a sandwich and some biscuits. So I ate my food, expecting to be nauseous, but I wasn't. I was quite surprised. Finally managed to get hold of Margaret, who turned up around 6:30 and stayed on the ward till 8:30, 8:45, because she said she was getting tired and she wanted to disappear back to the accommodation which she'd found on her own, which she found very, very stressful because she doesn't like driving in strange places when she's on her own. It tends to freak her out a little bit, but that's understandable when you realise where we've been brought up, where we live, and what Margaret's going through after her bad car accident. And yes, we're still going through it, we're still fighting with solicitors, and Margaret's still not had any treatment for any of the injuries because they're still fighting court cases and everything, but that's by the by. We'll deal with that in another video. So I didn't get a very good